So I started taking ADHD meds when I was 17, and they were prescribed to me after I had trouble in school and my grades started dipping a little bit. And I took them my senior year. Actually, I started my freshman year of high school and took them intermittently throughout high school. And then it was during college that I started taking these meds more regularly. So I started off on Focalin, which is a very generic brand of ADHD medication. And then in college, I moved to Vyvanse, which is an amphetamine, which is a little bit stronger. Basically, what happens when you take Vyvanse is that it is encased in a capsule, and you take it, and it at first you experience a sort of euphoria. Everything in life seems great and achievable, and you're just totally optimistic about everything. And then it sort of balances out, and whatever you're working on, you become just hyper focused on that one thing. So if you're on Facebook just looking at people's pictures, you'll like write paragraphs, essays in the comment section about this person's picture because that thing captures your attention entirely. And I remember once I was having a conversation with a friend about like hotel chains in Europe, and we ended up talking for 3 hours. And at the end, I realized that he was on Vyvanse as well. So it's just a little warning. Whatever you're doing, you just make sure that it's on a task that you want to commit yourself to. So I would lock myself in the library and just do biology coursework or organic chemistry, study for these exams that I had. I was pre-med at the time. And I'd say one of the first consequences to note about one of the negative side effects, I'll say, of ADHD medications is that you experience a loss of appetite. So I would lock myself away in these small rooms, soundproof rooms in the library, and I would totally forget to eat. I would lose lots of weight around exam time, and I would come out at the end of the day after like 8 or 9 hours of studying in this small cubicle, irritable, probably malnourished because I hadn't eaten anything all day, and just generally with a negative mood. And sometimes I would pop 2 pills in a day the night before an exam just so I could study even more. And this, had a negative effect on my mental health. I overall was becoming more depressed the more ADHD medications that I took. When I wasn't on ADHD medications, I had trouble focusing on anything. That is just reading a paragraph in a book. I couldn't get myself to sit at a desk for more than 5 minutes. I remember once becoming really upset because I realized that all of my attention is entirely dependent on taking these drugs. And so for me to achieve anything in life, would predicate me taking psychotropic drugs in order to concentrate on anything for more than 10 minutes. So I didn't want to be dependent on drugs for the rest of my life. So I stopped taking these meds by the time I was 23. And it was difficult in the beginning because I had to really just rebuild a lot of focus that developmentally I didn't really that I missed out on throughout my late teens and early 20s. And what helped a lot with me personally was meditation, and meditating regularly. Mindfulness meditation helped me build up a natural sort of focus. And then I realized without the ADHD medications, I couldn't really continue with the coursework that I was doing, which was pre-med at the time, was very rigorous coursework for anybody who's in college in the US who's taken pre-med classes knows that these are very difficult classes where the professors want to weed out as many students as possible. So I just realized, yeah, I don't have the focus necessarily to be a doctor, but that's okay. I just need to find another field where I will excel naturally. So I realized like one of my life goals was to um, find something, a career in my life that didn't require me to habitually take drugs every day in order to focus. I know this has become normalized in the US that more and more people, not only college students, but children, are being prescribed ADHD medications in order to focus in school. And I'm a little bit, makes me a little bit sad to think that the environment we are in necessitates this sort of dependence on psychotropic drugs. And if you really want to excel in life, you need to find something that captures your attention in a way that seems beyond your control. This is what Carl Jung referred to as your calling, calling you into existence, your future self calling you into action. And it doesn't require you to take ADHD medications. That being said, I'm not a clinician, and I'm not here to dissuade anybody from taking these drugs. I'm just here to say that I genuinely believe they're overprescribed in the US, and lots of people who don't need them are taking them and perhaps suffering some negative side effects from that. That being said, there's a lot of really good alternatives to boost your focus. What I'm drinking right now is a mixture of yerba mate and lion's mane, two natural ingredients that don't really have strong side effects. You get a similar level of focus like with Adderall when you drink this, and I totally recommend it. Something that I drink in the mornings gives me a very, clear thinking, and I'm able to get a lot of productive work done. Something else you can do is look up nootropics online. So lion's mane is a type of mushroom that is part of the nootropics family. Something else that you can check out is cordyceps. That's also very good, or L-theanine. I recommend checking out nootropicsdepot.com. It's a really good site to look up different supplements to help boost your focus. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of alternatives out there that perhaps are recommendable if you don't have an ADHD prescription, or if you just don't want to take these strong psychotropic drugs. And that's okay. And there's a lot of options out there. Beginning with meditation, like I said, nootropics is another one. Intermittent caffeine usage. I don't really like drinking strong coffee, but I like green teas. Helps me. And these are some things that can definitely help you with your concentration. But I think the biggest thing, the most important thing is really, it sounds cliche and generic to say, but your goal setting and what goals will motivate you, the story that you tell yourself, why you're doing something. If you have a strong why, so what Simon Sinek says, if you have a strong why, if you understand why you're doing something, you won't need ADHD medications. We won't need coffee. You won't need any of the things that I just listed, because you'll feel a natural flow. And this is something that I've definitely experienced in my life as well, when I have a very clear goal in mind and understand where I'm going and how to get there. So even making a plan is important, but really detailing the steps, outlining how you're going to achieve that plan is even more important. With those tips, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, feel free to comment with other strategies that you use, and I'll see you again next time.